So this is our summer Wounded Warrior program. It's called Operation High Altitude, and all of our guys and gals came in Sunday and Monday, and our activities really started on Tuesday, and Tuesday was a fabulous day of going out on Convict Lake on kayaks, stand-up paddleboards, pontoon boats, and some people walked around Convict Lake, but we just got to enjoy that fabulous beauty up there. And then we came back here. They had fly fishing demonstrations and got to practice that, and then went fly fishing here in the ponds. And then the next morning we woke up and went fishing early in the morning out on Crowley Lake. Caught fabulous fish. I mean, some of the fish, I couldn't fit them in the cooler. It was amazing. And we had a fish dinner that night that was yummy, and it was really cool for the kids and adults to be able to eat the fish that they'd actually caught.
I hadn't actually fished for well over 10 years, and getting a chance to get my kids out there and fish with them was just a true blessing, of course.
Catch anything?
No.
Well, yeah.
No.
I did, but of course my daughter showed me up again.
And we have gone cycling around Shady Rest Park and around town on the beautiful bike paths. And today we went out to June Mountain, and with the Sierra Mountain Guides, everybody went rock climbing, which was just amazing to see these people. And if they didn't have legs that worked, they would get pulleyed up by the rest of the Wounded Warriors, but almost everybody could scramble up one way or the other with help, with whatever. It was an amazing day.
Let's see, we first came up for this past winter, was our first time with the Wounded Warriors at DSES, and we went skiing during their winter Wounded Warrior Camp. Where I went mono skiing, and it was incredible. And then we're here for the first time for the summer as well, which I don't know, I can't tell which one's better because they're both just amazing.
Well, for this trip, this is our first time coming up here for the Eastern Sierra folks, and it's been a total blessing. They allowed me to bring my family with me, so that way we can spend our first time together camping. And also it's an opportunity for us to try new things, or at least for myself, to be able to find out what I can still do even though I've been, succumbed to surgeries and injuries to my knees.
You know, there is a big difference between the summer program and the winter program. In the winter program, we get sponsored by the Westin in Mammoth, which is just such a fabulous red carpet treatment. But what happens is, first of all, in the winter program, everybody's just allowed to bring one guest. And so that kind of changes the demographics of who's there. And when they finish the activities of the day, we've eaten the final meal, they kind of go off into their own rooms, which are gorgeous, and isolate a little bit. And they just kind of separate themselves from everybody else and relax and enjoy the wonderful time. Here, the big difference is after the final meal, everybody gathers around a campfire over here that we'll have to show you, and they sit around, they toast marshmallows, they make s'mores, they tell stories, they play games. Everybody comes together. Being able to include the whole family in our summer program is a phenomenal experience for the families to get together and see what they can still do, to see how other people are treating their spouses.
I think the kind of bond that you share both as a couple and then as friends and family with people who are going through the same thing and have been through the same fights and gone through the same, nights of crying and nights of laughing. It really helps you realize that you're blessed and have a lot of opportunities to, bond with others and share in that experience, both the good and the bad.
All right, so we started off with kayaking, where I got on this paddleboard that had 2 outriggers and a wheelchair mounted on the center, and I was able to paddleboard by myself around a lake, which was awesome. I also got in a kayak with Matt, and we kayaked around as well. Yep. Then we learned how to fly fished on a lake, and then we went over to another lake and fly fished all morning on a boat, which is, I've never done that before either, so that was really fun. Mm-hmm. And then We went biking.
Mhm.
Yep. So we did some biking and cycling. And then this morning, all day today, we've been rock climbing, which is also my first time actually on a real rock face, and that was just so liberating. It was incredible. Doing these sports, it's how do I explain it? First off, you learn that you can really do anything you want to do, regardless of your disability or your ability level. It doesn't matter. You can climb, you can cycle, you can paddle, you can fly fish, you can ski. You can do anything you want to do because there's all these adaptive devices and these great people like Dee says out here to teach you how. Secondly, sport is a great equalizer. So I might have to do it slightly differently than Matt, but when we're on the ski slopes, I'm beating him. Or when we're on the rock face, I'm climbing right next to him. And I might be doing it a different way or using a different technique, but it's the same thing. And it's such a great equalizer that you forget that you have a disability. You forget that you're limited in any way, and you have your independence back. You realize that you are still you, and you're still doing the things that you used to do before your injury or before your disorder, and you're able to do the same stuff just a different way, and the feeling of accomplishment and happiness is exactly the same, if not a little bit more.